Good evening, folks. I'm very glad that worked. Because once again, Mr. Wizard is not here, so bear with us tonight is my first warning. But welcome to episode 40 of Campaign 2 of Malt and Magic, the Planar Detective Agency. We are going to try and get through these intros without a hitch, but we will see what happens. So I will run down my usual shout outs and the thank yous. And yeah, we'll try not to fuck that up. And then we'll do some sort of shout outs. We'll talk about all the different tools we use. And then hopefully we will launch into an episode seeing the other folks of the cast. But yes, as I say, Dave is unfortunately preoccupied with some work stuff tonight, and life must always come first. So Dave will not be with us tonight, but we've still got some fun things planned. So with that being said, let's run down the tools that we use in the background, and all those thank yous and shout outs. So if I click that button, it works and it comes up. So yes, a big shout out, not battle bards though, let's not talk about battle bards just yet. Let's go to tools 1. There we go. A big shout out to Incarnate, Owlbear Radio, and Dungeon Alchemist for all things tabletop, virtual tabletop and mapping. Of course, a big shout out to Hero Forge and 2 Minutes Tools and Kassoon, 5e Magic Shop, World Anvil. What else have I missed there? I think that was all of them. And D&D Beyond, of course, for all things DM tool sets and just D&D game management, if you like. Of course, you can see tabletop audio up there as well, so a big thank you to them for all the musical tracks. Let's click that button, see what comes up this time. So yeah, there's the other ones that I have just talked about. And of course, we are still, as it came up a minute ago, still partnered with Battle Bards as well, whom we use for most of the sound effects, but some of the ambient tracks as well. Now, tonight, I do not have control of the music, so the music will probably be the same stuff all the way through, unfortunately. But it will be in the background. And we will make things as epic as we need to. So yes, please go and check out all those tools. You can see along the bottom there all of our social media links. So please go and join us on the socials, whether that is Twitter or X. I'm kind of still refusing to call it X, if I'm honest, just because I'm a Luddite. But yes, then please join us on Instagram or Threads, TikTok as well, although I've been very, very lax on the TikTok channel for a long time, so I will get some more clips up there. And of course, hopefully you are with us on either Twitch or YouTube, where we are live on both platforms right now. So if you are joining us, thank you very much for being with us. You can catch the VOD episode of this particular episode and all of our episodes on YouTube. The VOD for this will go out on Friday alongside the podcast as well. Now, we stream on various different podcast platforms, so most platforms the podcast is available on there, so you can catch all of our episodes as well. Campaign 1, Campaign 2, all of the one-shots and specials we've done as well over the period of time. Cool, so yes, come and check us out on the podcast. And then I think finally, out of all those ways to engage with us, please come and join us on the Discord server. That is where everything is happening. Indeed, I'm going to get Bodhi to talk about a little thing that's coming up next week after, I can't remember.
Next
we'll
week.
Talk about it in a minute. Next week. So next week, yes, Bodhi and I will be doing something a little bit special over on Discord, but again, I will let Bodhi talk about that in just a second. And speaking of Bodhi, once again, a huge thank you to Homie and the Dude, and thank you to Homie and the Dude for joining us for the last, I don't know how many episodes now, very much part of the furniture and part of the family. So we're very grateful to have Bodhi here. Very, very happy to say that Tom will be back next week as well. So that we are super, super excited for as well. We will have the full complement of 5 back. Cavan will be back in the building, hopefully. So yes, a big thank you to Homie and the Dude for all their support and everything they've been doing with us and for us. And also a big shout out and thank you to the Eldritch Press as well for their support in giveaways and PDF giveaways. They have done Kickstarter giveaways as well. We are on a current round of 3 PDFs to give away, which we will give away during the break. So, sorry, I got a message that totally threw me off there. So yes, we'll give that away during the break. So please pay attention during the first half of the episode, as the question we ask for you to win those 3 PDFs will be based on the first half of the episode. What else do I have to talk about? I don't think that there is anything now. So, that being said, my usual warnings most certainly apply. There will be adult language and most certainly adult humour. Let's hope this works. Let's roll. It fucking worked as well.
Hell yeah.
There we go. All I'm going to say is, Dave, please don't be away for very long.
Lots of buttons. Lots of buttons.
Lots of buttons. But no, hello guys. Hope you're all well.
What is up? Feeling ecstatic to be here.
Good.
Yes, but also a little bit good because Dave isn't here, because the cliffhanger you left us on isn't going to be a cliffhanger for fucking ages until Dave comes back.
Well,
a week's
until
a
next
long
week.
time in D&D.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a long time. Hopefully everybody will recall what happened, but we'll do a little bit of a recap on that because last week was one hell of an episode. But before we do that, let's run down the lineup. So I am Matt, I'm your Dungeon Master for this evening and most evenings. I am also the sidekick character of Callum Verfleur, and any sort of clicks, whirs and whines from the mechanical modron that is Cog.
Yes, and I am Cogs. I was going to say master, but he has mugged me off a couple of times, so probably I'm the puppet and he is the master. And I'm Danny, and I play Lex Ordo, the UNT sorcerer, and all-round lovable good guy.
Lex is the fucking bomb. Lex is the absolute bomb. What's up? I'm Bodhi from Homie and the Dude. I'm playing Edgiest Bones, your bard sorcerer extraordinaire, here to bring all the flair with a little bit of less derriere than Callum.
Nice.
And
That was good.
I'll dive in, Matt, with what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
First
100%.
of all, if you are here listening to Malt and Magic, go subscribe, go follow. These guys are the fucking best. Make sure that you guys check out all the previous episodes. Check out Campaign 1. And not to mention that actually 2 episodes ago is a really great place to jump into the story. So if you're new to this campaign, jump in 2 episodes ago and you will be up to date with everything that is happening. Outside of that, we are going to be hosting the first ever Homie and the Dude Dungeon Masters or D&D workshop, essentially. It will be based on immersive combat in Dungeons and Dragons. It will be myself and the legendary Dungeon Master, Matt, on the end there. And we will be running a little workshop where we will be talking about how to make your combat more immersive. We'll run a couple of activities and hopefully get to know you guys a little bit more. That is going to be completely free. It's going to be on the 7th next week, so next Friday, and it will be hosted in the Homie and the Dude Discord server. So if you're interested in working out how you can make your combat a little bit more interesting, a little bit more immersive, a little bit more diverse, and just a little bit more expansive, then we would love to see you there. Me and Matt would be delighted to have you people join us for that one. And it's completely free. Shit, what else are you doing on your Friday? I don't imagine you're going out with friends and enjoying yourself. So come on over to Homie and the Dude where we're hosting that.
Well, even
That's it,
better,
Thursday,
I
isn't
actually
it?
think it's Thursday, yeah.
Oh,
so
is it
even
Thursday?
if you are
My
going out on
apologies.
Friday, it doesn't matter. You
Fuck
can still keep your
me.
Friday plans. We'll be doing a
that's
Thursday
embarrassing.
workshop.
Yeah, that
It's
one.
all good.
That one was embarrassing. Never mind. Thursday it is, everyone.
Thursday the 7th. I think we're kicking off at 7:30, aren't we, as well, Boat?
Yes, 7:30 GMT. We will also be letting people know in our Discord server what those times are for PST, EST, American times as well, so that people can join on those times as well. But there will be, what I will think we'll do, we'll maybe record it and see if we can put it up on the Homie and the Dude channel as well, so people can watch it back if they would like to.
Good stuff. So yes, please pay attention to both the Homie and the Dude socials and the Malt Magic socials, where we will post more details as they come through. But yeah, look forward to seeing you all there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Get to play around on the Homie and the Dude stuff as well now, which is cool.
Hell yeah!
Good stuff. So last week, what an episode! I think we can all agree. I was reeling for 3 days after the end, and I came up with it. But one of those spur of the moment moments where you just totally in your DM world.
Back there. It was fucking brilliant because
But no, as I say, it's one of those moments where you just absorbed in being a DM, and then you watch it back and think, oh yeah, those reactions were awesome. So it made everything worth it. But we began our episode finishing the fight at the portal outside Morse Tacey and killing off the shadow creatures. The fight lasted barely a round. In fact, I think it lasted all of about 4 seconds as Lex Ordo just clicked his fingers and banished a shadow creature back to its shadowy home. And at that point, it was a case of now we need to close or heal this portal. There were a lot of skill checks made by the party, and at one point Lex realised that it would require the power of more than himself. Indeed, it required the power of 3, specifically the 3 main members of the party, but Callum certainly helped out and lent in, hence the title of the episode last week. And eventually the portal itself started to heal, but not in the way we wanted it to. It was opening and becoming a singular portal for an entrance to what looked like a shadowy plane or a plane of darkness, as purple lightning continued to crackle around. And it was at this moment where Lex realised that this was not a good thing, and shadow creatures were starting to barrel towards the entrance or exit, depending on which way you're going through it. And so the decision was made to close it and seal it. And seal it you certainly did. As it was now permanently sealed, it became an inert portal once you completed the spell. And there was a few comic moments which revealed then more about the portal as well, or the archway, and how it had been corrupted, as Aegeus went and broke his toe, kicking a rock, and discovered a small onyx orb hidden behind the only dislodged rock in the archway of the portal itself, giving you something of a clue towards the source of the corruption. You then journeyed back to Morse Tacey and made a beeline straight for the elders. Saw the gingerhead druid along the way. I think Aegeus flipped in the bird, everybody else sort of said hello, how you doing? And you went and saw the elders, where you relayed your story around what you had done. And there were various reactions from different people. Jewel going invisible, because you do not trust these elders.
Yes,
and supposedly rightly so. Jewel going invisible and sneaking around behind to keep an eye on these elders and their reactions and what was going on. And throughout the course of the conversation, there were truths learned around elders' husbands, and a little bit of information given around Mayanora, information given around the portal, and eventually payment was made. 250 gold pieces each, I believe, was the payment.
Cha-ching! Kapow!
Although one of those was rescinded for a little bit more information on Maximilian Klein. Yes. After that, then, having left Lex and Edgius retreated outside with Callum, and Jules stuck around to see what happened. And that, my friends, is where I am going to end my recap, because if you want those details, go and watch the end of last week's episode. We will pick up with Jewel next week.
Literally, you saying that, goosebumps. Literally like goosebumps from last episode.
It's one of those things. Once we've done next week, we're going to go back and we're going to clip it, and that's going to be all over social media, because holy shit. But yes, so we join our party tonight as Lex, Edgius, and Callum all step outside of the Elders with their bags of gold, including Jules' bag of gold, which I'm assuming someone will keep safe for her. And what would we like to do, my friends? You have no knowledge, I will say, of what's gone on with Jewel, even though you were party to the whole thing that was going on above table. In character, no knowledge of that. Very sceptical of the Elders still. Expecting most of them to still be alive and not have murdered each other.
Also, I sent a letter that did get ripped up.
You did send a letter in, but you don't know it got ripped up.
Yes, asking. Oh God, what's her freaking name? I have it somewhere here in my notes. Sylara. That's it. Asking Sylara to meet us in the woods tomorrow. Okay. What's the building look like that we're in, Matt? Like, we've walked out of the Elders' chambers. What's the rest of this? Are we in like a hallway? Like, where are we? So at
you've actually walked out of the building, the whole building itself, and you're just outside. And what you see behind you is, as I've described previously, it's like an old castle keep, so to speak. Like it was once a throne, and this is how it was sort of described to you, is that it was originally the throne of Morse Tacey when it was his own kingdom, but now it's folded under the Dryamirian banner. It is now just the seat of power within Morse Tacey, which is the Elders, where either a group of council members or elves, as they are described, sit and manage the day-to-day goings-on within the city. It itself is built of stone, wood, and natural elements of the forest around it. So much like all of the other buildings within Dryamir, they are extensions to the natural foliage, so the trees that grow up around here, the big yew trees, which is the primary tree within the Dryamirian forest, form the basis of these structures, and houses are either built directly into the trees or around the trees. This stone keep is built between two towering yew trees, and there are vines and ivy that grow all across it as well.
Stunning description. Love it. Edgius would turn to Lex and Callum and be like, well, they're clearly not telling us everything from, what we saw in there.
I don't know whether that was through personal trauma. Obviously, her husband got murdered, but I don't think we got the whole truth. So hopefully, Jewel eavesdrops on some good intel. But do you think Sylara will agree to meet us in the woods tomorrow?
I fucking hope so, because the look that what was the cranky one? The dude with the beard, was it a dragon man, Dragor, something like. Anyway, he's not fucking important.
I think you were right first time, darling. It was Dragon.
Okay. He definitely had some sort of a look about him. The other one who was doing all the talking, the tall, creepy one. She was also. Look, here's my issue. I'm concerned for Sylara's safety. Also, did you guys notice? Three things that are on my mind. First of all, we never gave Jewel a place to meet us after all of this. We have no meeting place or any plan for after what we were going to do with the Elders. Second of all, did you notice that they completely 120% dismissed anything about Klein and that whole
Oh
situation?
yeah,
Though,
they were like, he's dead. He's dead. Don't worry about it. He's dead.
yeah,
Yeah,
though
that was
we know that that's not the truth. And then on top
yeah.
of that, when I asked about the conclave or the void conclave, they 100% glossed over that. Like just
Yeah.
completely ignored me entirely, and were not about to answer
I
any
mean,
questions.
it could be they're that confident that he is dead that
Mm.
it's just stupid that anybody would ever bring it up, or
Mm.
the other side of the coin is they know something they're not telling us. Like, yeah, but you're right. I hope Solara doesn't get in trouble for giving us the intel. But to be fair, it was the intel we were promised. So
Exactly. Exactly.
I
Like
just hope they don't like kick her out of the group or something. I don't know. But if she, when
I
we speak to her tomorrow, hopefully we'll find out, and she might be able to give us more information.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk to her tomorrow. I'm sure she's well tonight, and we'll be safe for this evening, and we can hopefully catch up with her tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um,
On the Jewel front, though, I don't think we need to worry about that. Jewel always finds us. They might even be here now. We don't even know.
Jewel,
Jewel, just,
Jewel.
just. No. She likes to do that. No, yeah, she'll find us. I mean, if we're in a tavern or anywhere about town, I think. Are you in Mr. T form or are you in Bones form?
T form.
T.
Okay. I think, we kind of stick out a little bit. We're quite easy to find.
It's, I mean, yes, with these rippling muscles, and you see Aegeus flex a large, dark-colored skin bicep that is just humongous, rippling veins. If you didn't know that he was a skeleton, you'd be like, that guy's on gear for sure. And Aegeus is going to be like, okay, so. Maybe we go, I don't know, stay in an inn for the night and try and regroup. My thought was, do you remember the name of the husband was Sindarin? The husband,
something like that. Yeah, Wind Whisper.
yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, exactly, and exactly, Wind Whisper. You're dead on. I would be interested. I wonder if we could possibly, he's here with his wife. Does he have kids? Does he have a mother? Does he have, surely there's got to be people who knew him and who respected him.
If Meonora was his aide and was, part of the Elvis Council or whatever, and then she ended up killing him, there's got to be like headline news in this town, right?
Right.
So I think if we get some people who may be in the know, get some lips a moving, maybe chuck a coin for some intel, I think we might be able to get some more info on her husband, why he was killed, what are their theories. Because they may think, oh yeah, he was killed because he was involved with a criminal organization, or or he owed money to the wrong people, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly my thought process. Callum, you're a bit more knowledgeable of this area. Who would be someone who would have? Well, you said that you had worked with them before. I just didn't know if you might know someone who might be loose lips or in the know, like Tavern Keep or something like that.
Well, I mean, if we're heading to a tavern, then alcohol is a way of lubricating things. Speech, I mean.
Yeah, we're not alone about you, Callum. We don't need you being looped up,
No. I mean,
swinging your dick about. We're trying to interrogate people here.
Well, this is what I mean. Sorry, for once I'm genuinely being serious. Those who tend to imbibe tend to get a bit freer with their secrets, shall we say.
Yeah.
But who to go to?
Well, if it's big news, as you say, why don't we just hit the nearest tavern and see who's got
Shall
shit to
we
say?
go talk to the and Aegeus is going to gesture down the street to where we saw the ginger prick earlier, and is going to be like, shall we let him know that we plan on staying for the evening and that we would like, we'll put him up for the night as we just got paid as well so that he can be our transport back.
To be fair, he might even know. something about her husband. We haven't asked anybody about her husband.
That's a great point.
If he's an arm between Dryad's Gate and here on a regular basis, he might know. Also, can't you cast a truth spell on people to make them tell the truth? I heard you say before. Do they know you've lied to them once it's happened?
It does tax me greatly, but yes, it is something that I learned to do a very long time ago. It's something that I'd be happy to try and work out, but I guess it's more a case of finding. Yeah, I was gonna say more finding the right person. We don't want to just be casting Zone of Truth on random. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Callum, in your time that you've been in Mort Stacy, would you say there's a large to... is there any homeless population here or urchin population that exists within Mort Stacy?
I mean, there's usually folks like that everywhere you go. But I've not seen anyone, that being said.
That's
usually get some form of vagrant or similar.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
No child beggars. No one's come up to us. We didn't have anything in Dryad's Gate either. It's a bit. I wonder if it's just the area. Maybe the elves look after their own.
Well, I mean, Dryad's Gate's full of druids who are going to look after people, I imagine. So.
Yeah.
Well, they're technically classed as the homeless population, right? They're nomads.
Good point.
Very true.
Good point. Okay, let's go find what was his what is the guy that we're with? What even was his name?
Never actually
Gremlin?
His name.
Oh.
I don't believe.
Gremlin.
Gremlin. Yes, Gremlin is exactly what I thought it was. Yeah, that sounds exactly right. Let's go find Gremlin.
Did I give you a name for him?
I don't know why. No, he didn't. It's Brom of the Moors and then Ginger Druid.
Yeah.
I'm obviously Lex is misremembering Grelin and Brom, and he's just come up with Gremlin.
Yeah.
All good.
So I guess let's head into town.
We also just to address the elephant in the room, I suppose, Callum. We haven't forgot about your father and any. Did you think that
not my
we need to
father, but
discuss, try and find a way back to the Fae?
Let's deal with this first.
Frosty the Snowman to you and try and barter with him.
Just be careful what you like. I know we're not connected to the Fae realm right now, but the Fae are strange, and every time you insult him, he probably is it. I don't know.
Well, if we do that, will it insult him enough that he'll come, and then we can ask him? Would that work?
Love that
Possibly,
question. Great question.
I'm not sure I want to deal with that particular wrath, to be honest.
Okay.
If
he's your patron, sure, you can just summon him somehow.
I mean, I can communicate. I've been putting it off, if I'm totally honest.
Yeah. Well, we need to address it soon. Anyway, we need to find him.
Let's go speak to our ginger friend first, and then sure, we'll do it tonight.
Final question as well. Now, look, I'm a person who likes to plan for worst case scenario and hope for the best. Best case scenario, these elders, oblivious, don't know what's happening. They're just elves that are doing elf things, But worst case scenario, let's say that they directly know Mayanora. Let's say that they directly work with her, Klein, the Conclave, and everything. Would it be dangerous for us to stay in town? Is it worth us possibly, I have some camping supplies in my bag. Is it worth us possibly, going just outside Morstacy and camping in the woods?
I have still got Kevin's tent in my bag, actually, so that's not a bad shout. What do you think would be a target at a tavern? Yeah.
Well, maybe we... I don't know. Do you want to go ask questions at a tavern, or are we just going to ask our ginger friend?
I think we can do both, but then maybe later this evening, maybe we pay... Oh! I've got an idea. Why don't we put our ginger... Why don't we buy 3 rooms in the tavern, or, rent 3 rooms in the tavern? Instead of actually staying in them, we let Gremlin stay in one, and then we simply, do the old pillow stuff trick, climb out the windows, and go sleep in the forest. That way, if people are coming for us or are hunting us, we would also know pretty damn quickly if they are, especially if we camp around the back of the tavern and can maybe keep eyes on the rooms that we've come from. Then we could possibly, know if someone was coming for us or something like that.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. We'll get a low cost room, and we'll fake that we're in there in hopes that maybe a cunning trap like that would give us more information. We could maybe even Lex, your alarm spell. What kind of a vicinity is that? If we were to get the room, set the alarm in the room, and then leave, would that work?
Yes.
Your confidence fills me with much confidence as well.
Certainly speaks volumes.
I can cast it in a minute. It's got a range of 30 feet, and it's a 20-foot cube, and then it just lasts for 8 hours, so I don't have to concentrate.
Okay. Well, maybe instead of us getting 3 rooms, we get 1 room that we say we're all going to sleep in. We cast alarm on the room, then we stay 30 feet away from the tavern.
I
and
have to be
then
within 1 mile of the area.
I was going to say read the next paragraph of the spell, but yeah.
1
Always
mile? Oh, this is... Edgius is going to dap Callum up and dap Lex up and be like, oh, we are on to something here. I think that is definitely going to give us...
I do have to say, it's really...
You seem...
It's hard to get used to seeing so much emotion on your face because you usually don't have one.
I was about to say, you seem very, very excited by this plan.
Yeah, I'm on board. It gets your expressions are like it's making me excited.
It's infectious.
I think, and Edgius gets real quiet for a second as he kind of, in a group of men, we don't often share feelings, especially in a time that I imagine this medieval time is, or whatever kind of time framey sword swingy shit we're in. Edgius is gonna be like, I guess, the last couple of days I felt, I mentioned to you that, I realized that things are a little bit more serious now, and I think I've been trying to reconnect with a former version of myself. It just feels good to be useful and to be able to come up with things that, we could actually use as opposed to, just being prey to shadow creatures and drawing things to our group that, I don't want to harm you guys. I don't want anyone to be harmed. So I guess I was just excited because it sounds like a plan that I would have come up with before. And that fills me with happiness, I guess.
Well, fine plan it is.
Yeah, we can't be too far away so that we can't get here in time before they leave. But we obviously need to be a far enough distance, but close enough to still pounce when the alarm goes off. And I can choose whether the alarm is mentally, just inside my head, or whether it's an audible wee wee wee.
Well, that's you know what? I think there's benefits to both. If it's mental, then, that person would be searching the room, and the moment it goes off, we can then get in there and hopefully catch them in the act. However, there's the whole, noise deterrent. They might then try and escape, and we can maybe then catch them as they leave or something like that, and try and maybe follow them. Maybe even if we make a noise deterrent and they leave, we could possibly follow them and learn where they went, where they're hoping to deliver the information that we weren't there in the first place anyway.
Well, just remind me when I cast the spell that I need to make sure Gremlin and Jewel are within the spell so they don't set it off. Because if Jewel comes back to the hotel, I don't want her setting off the alarm.
Yes.
Essentially. Sorry, Callum, I cut you off.
No, I was saying above table, read the third paragraph of your spell.
Oh, fuck off. A mental alarm alerts you with a ping in your mind if you are with an audible alarm produces a sound of a handbell for 10 seconds. Oh, fuck that. Well, just ding 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 ding.
But it's still
like one of those
audible distraction.
Ring for a blowjob ones. I won't do that. I'll just go for the mental ping.
I love getting little insights into your life, mate. It's fantastic.
I got it as a joke present for Christmas once, and I'll tell you what, I pressed it so many times and nothing happened to the point where I got to try and suck myself off.
Start pulling out the peanut butter for the dog and be.
Yeah, best rim job I've ever had.
Oh God! Right, on that note. For God's sake.
Oh God!
I did warn people about adult language and adult humour are all good. Anyway, Cool. So you head off to go and find your ginger druid friend, who you find still sort of milling around in the sort of the market district of Morse Tacy. It doesn't take you long to find them, as their vibrant ginger hair is very standout within this particular region of Drymere, where most people have woody textures and colours to their hair is what I'm going to say. They see feels like the elves around here are very much of the wood elf subspecies, if you like. So there's a lot of browns and brunettes and blacks. Very, very few blondes, so that may give you an insight into the rarity of the members on the elders, on the elder council. But you do spot your druid friend, and you wander up to him and approach.
Sup, bro?
Hey, sorry, it's Gremlin, isn't it?
You have gremlins?
No, your name. I swear somebody told me it was Gremlin.
Gremlin? No, I am called Galen.
Oh, sorry, I was pronouncing it wrong. Galing.
Galing? Is there
Lin.
Galim?
Does it have that many lins? So it's Galin, Lin.
Why did I agree to this particular job? What can I do for you?
So
I was going to say French, but they're not. Drymerian. I forgot.
So I'm going to look at Callum and Lex as if to give them a look of like, how much should we tell this guy? Like off the jump? Or are we going to use him as bait?
I think how much are you in tune with the history, I suppose, and recent goings on in Morse Stacy? Do you come here a lot? Would you say you know about the town and like the elders and the previous members of the elders and stuff like that?
There is a reason I was elected to bring you here.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Care to elaborate on the reason? Yeah.
Well, I am the most familiar with this particular region of Drymere.
So you would be aware of a recent incident, we'll call it, and Edgis is going to keep his voice low as to not like alert other people or like cause too much of a scene in this kind of area that we're in. Are you aware of the recent incident with two folks, one named Sindarin Wind Whisperer and a perpetrator named Mayanora?
I suppose that is fairly recent by elvish standards, but for yourselves, this was almost 25, maybe more years ago.
A lot of things happened 30 years ago, I have to say. It's a pivotal time in the history. Almost a catalyst event for some stuff, you would say.
Maybe.
I guess 25 years ago for us, non-elven folk, it definitely would be that would be quite a while. That would be and that's okay. And this incident that happened, did it shake the town? Was there, did you hear, yourself as a semi-local, did you hear any rumors or anything about, why what happened to Sindarin happened and
was,
motives?
Not a rumor, it was big news that an aide of one of the elders had murdered them in cold blood.
Keep your voice down,
Oh, sorry. There were some whispers of maybe an affair or similar, scandal. But alas, we do not get involved in such things. We just knew that the council member had been murdered, and so instruction was sent to fill the spot as soon as possible. And
as detectives, we get heavily involved in rumors. We can assure you of that.
I would, well, it's
our business.
Really worth it now, but.
Let me ask you another question. You've been around here a lot, and then by the way, we have a little bit of a plan. We'll lay you in on it. You can be privy to it. We'd be glad to bring you in as part of the team, Galen, for this investigation, as it were. But have you? You seem like a head-savvy person. You seem smart, intelligent, and grounded. As he looks down at Galen's bare feet as a druid, we were wondering: do you feel odd about any of the elders? Do any of the elders, I don't know, give you my mother used to call it stranger danger, but that's not exactly what it means. It's more of just a natural gut instinct that makes you maybe uncomfortable or unsure of someone. Maybe how you felt about me when I first came and approached you to possibly go and look at the big tree in Dryad's Gate, something like that.
Yeah, giving off a weird vibe, I think he's trying to say.
Do I think any of the elders are a dick? Is this what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yes, sure. I love it. Let's go down this route. I love it.
Well, I have not spent so much time with the elders. I leave that for Brom and more senior members of Dryamir. I am merely a conduit for teleportation, shall we say. Transport.
Fuck's sake. Oh,
Brom's
this is so much
on
bigger than we thought. This is so much bigger than we
Nah,
thought.
Brom's a good egg. Let's not fuck about it with Brom. Come on.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
The elders helped him imprison that druid under the tree, and he's indebted to them. Or some shit like that.
So, you haven't hung out with them, but there's a lot of people here. I'm sure you've been in. You've been in Mostacy. Has anyone else been like, oh, I saw that dragon, out the back, of the brothel, or anything suspicious like, that, anything that's unelderly, I guess, or possibly, dare I say, and Edgius will really lower his voice for this. Criminal?
Criminal, no. There were talks of old ideals, but then Sylara was nominated onto the Elder Council, and her new visions and new ideals and freshness was much celebrated within the city.
Okay.
Would you say she is more liberal and the other elders are more conservative?
Well, certainly more set in their ways. Sylara is a breath of fresh air, quite beautiful as well, if I do say so myself.
Have you, have you spoken to Sylara much yourself?
Yeah.
Only very briefly, but
your cheeks
she is not someone I wouldn't mind speaking to again, if you know what I mean.
I'm picking up on what you're putting down. 100%. Your cheeks are saying more than they need to as well. They are almost as red as your hair right now.
Well, we're supposed to be meeting her tomorrow, actually. If you if you wanted to join, maybe rekindle no spark.
I feel it is one-sided, but I appreciate the how you say it, wingman efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means, but I think we're trying to help you get a date, if that's what that means.
Precisely.
Yeah, where I'm come from, there's not a lot of dating, so I'm not familiar with courtship rituals, per se.
Lex!
Callum's going to lean in at this point. Lex, are you a virgin?
You took the words right out of my mouth! Fuck me!
Do you mean, is my sanctity intact? Is that a sexual term? No, I haven't.
Precisely.
I haven't penetrated a person, if that's what you're asking.
We need to rectify this situation as soon as possible.
Right. Is it pertinent to the case?
It might help with your emotional situation.
Ed just looks at Callum and is like, yes, it is definitely something that will be pertinent to the case in the coming months, for sure, 100%. Right. And emotional state, 100%. You know, maybe that's why. I guess for you, it will feel maybe like meditation on a good day.
Oh, if it's meditative, okay. I'm sold.
Some would certainly consider so.
Spiritual, even. Godly.
Yeah, I've not even been... Nobody's even really told me the mechanics of what so yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. So, Galen, we actually need to stay a night in Mostacey because we've got some digging to do about some stuff, and we would be very glad to put you up for a night. We're going to go stay in the tavern down the road, in the inn. We'd be very, very glad to give you to put you up for the night so that you could then transport us back to Dryad's Gate tomorrow after we've spoken to Sylara. Would that be something you'd be keen for?
Oh, by all means. I appreciate the offer as well. Might I suggest an establishment?
Sure.
You know what? Galen, before we get into that, I just have to apologize to you. I feel like you and I got off on the wrong foot. You seem like a really nice guy, and Edgius is going to put his hand forward to shake his hand and be like, let's start again. Edgius Bones, pleasure to meet you.
Galen, a pleasure. And I appreciate the civility.
When I shake his hand, I would like to make an insight check as to whether or not he is bullshitting us throughout this whole conversation, if I can, or like just try and read something. You know, do that thing where, you know, when you shake someone's hand and they maybe try and pull away, you like grip and like try and like, you know, firm the handshake a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Make me an insight check.
Beautiful. Let's go. That is, oh fuck yeah. That's a 19.
19. So as he sort of pulls his hand back and you grip tighter. He goes, "Oh, no, there, mighty firm grip." But yeah, no word of a lie here. It was a very honest druid. Occasionally a dick, but a very honest dick.
I'm glad we could spend some time. Yes, suggest an establishment. We'll actually go there now. Maybe book the rooms, set up some stuff, and then how much? I'm gonna look up where the is the sun, east to west. What time is it?
So I think, as I said last time, you sort of arrived back early
Evening-ish, wasn't it? Yeah.
And so the sun is definitely beginning to set now. Galen just sort of turns around and quickly tosses over a couple of silver as he then takes a bag and places it into what looks like a component pouch, and then says, "Well, my friends, if you follow me, I'll take you to the Ethereal Crow. It is one of the finer establishments in the city. It's where I often stay."
Is this a good time to tell you that we're not actually going to stay in the room? We have a plan.
Okay, is it you are just paying for me and then you're...
What we'll do is we'll get the rooms, we'll go upstairs, and then we'll talk about it. We'll do this, and I'm just gonna look around as if to be like, is there anyone listening to us? Anyone watching us? Anyone kind of dropping any eaves, as it were, sir?
You ain't been dropping no eaves, Mr. Gandalf, sir.
Thank you.
I think it's pretty obvious I'm not an espionage type detective. I'm more of a kick the door down and ask questions really blatantly type detective.
Yep.
Make me a perception check, please, Edgius.
Edgius is definitely more the sleuth type of detective for sure.
You're taking photos of people having affairs. That's what you're doing.
Exactly. I'm the type of guy who sits outside your house for 7 hours waiting for you to come out of the closet. So that's a 16. That's a 16.
So with the 16, you sort of look around, and most people in the merchants' district are very much keeping to their own. They're not necessarily within earshot, but you do see a number of guards seem to be patrolling around the outside of the market district, if you like, or the merchants' quarter, part of Morse Tacey.
Are they
Galen, then carry on.
Are they keeping an eye on us based on, above table? I know Leandra or whatever her name was told them that as soon as we leave Morse Tacey, we're not welcome back. Does it feel like the guards are like, looking at us or like keeping an eye on us, or are they kind of minding their own business at this point?
With a 16, you don't remember there being this many present in this part of the district when you arrived, but they don't seem to be necessarily paying you any attention. It's almost like they're on a patrol as such, just around.
Okay. Lead the way, Galen, and we'll explain everything. We'll explain everything when we get to what did you say it was the exquisite crow?
The ethereal crow.
Ghostly. The ethereal crow. Okay. Oh, okay.
Very good. Please follow me. And Galen leads you off down a bit of a windy path over some roots between some trees before you are greeted with a very homely looking tavern. Looks like it's single floor, but fairly spread out, and there's a number of rooms around a small pond that you can see just slightly adjacent to the tavern, where they look like small little lodges, if you like, on the ground floor. And there's nice little decked areas out front, and these wooden lamps that hang outside with what look like fireflies buzzing around inside to create that glow, or maybe wisp type magics in there as well. But you enter into the tavern, and Galen just sort of holds up a hand to the tavern keep, as the tavern keep, who is a half-elf male individual, just sort of looks up and goes, "Har Galen, it's a pleasure to see you again."
Oh, you
Brought
regular
friends,
here?
have we?
Hi.
Good pleasure to meet you. We are, and Edgius knowing the plan requires a level of overtness in the outset. Is going to be semi-louder as we get in there. It's going to be like, pleasure to meet you, good sir. We are Galen's friends. My name is Edgius Bones. This is my colleague Lex Ordo and our further
Pleasure.
colleague Callum Verfleur. We are the Planar Detective Agency, and we're looking for a room in your very fine establishment, if that would be possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm Ilbrin. I am the proprietor of the Ethereal Crow. So it's a pleasure to meet you. Galen, you can take your usual table. I'll bring your usual over shortly. I'll deal with your friends here and their room requirements. Are you all together or separate? And Galen's just going to look and say, my room is on them. My drinks also. And wanders off to the table.
I think, yeah, Galen can have his own room, but we're happy to share.
Bunks, if you've got them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Homies, one would say.
Most of the rooms are suited to sleep in more than one. If you want, Galen will have a nice, spacious little lodge. So we got 6 rooms in total. Only 2 of them are occupied right now, so you can have your choices. Well, I'll give you 2 out of the 4, but they're all fairly standard.
As we approached the tavern, is it the sort of tavern that's bang in the middle of town, surrounded by loads of other houses, or is it on the edge and it overlooks the forest? What's the sort of...
Fairly central. There is a fair space around it to allow for sort of this rather large pond and these 6 rooms around it, but then you've got sort of the edge of the merchants district and then other houses and domiciles and buildings not too far away.
So all the rooms point inwards towards the pond?
Yes.
Okay. So I was thinking if there's a back room that's got an alleyway behind it, that'd be a good room for us to spy in. But okay. Yeah.
Could we possibly have a room that is a bit more secluded, possibly towards the rear, or backing on to what you would consider the back of the tavern? Simply, as detectives, we like to keep our backs to the wall, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I can avoid giving you any of the edge ones, but yes, I suppose. No, you want the closest rooms to the tavern, which would be... yes, I'll give you those 2 rooms which are closest. That will give you your backs to the wall, so to speak.
Cool. That's how much is that?
Well, how long are you planning on staying? Just a single night?
Yeah.
So far, yes. Yeah, it will just
For
be one night.
friends of Galen, we'll call it a gold for both rooms.
Of course. And Edgius is going to reach into his pocket, but remember that he didn't get a sack of gold, and is going to look down the line to Lex and
I suppose that's
Callum.
me paying for it again, is it? Right, okay. And I'll give them a gold.
A pleasure. Here's your keys, and hands over 2 iron keys. This one is the one you'll be wanting. Room 1. Room 2 you can give to Galen, and I'm sure he'll be quite satisfied with lodgings. He stayed here plenty of times.
Final little thing for you, good sir, as you seem very tuned into your establishment. And Edgius is gonna reach into his boot pocket, unzip it, and pull out one of his last gold pieces that he does actually have on him, and slide it across the counter while keeping his hand on it, and be like, could you possibly give me information about 2 situations? One, who are the other patrons that are staying in the room? I don't need names, just possibly a description of them, as well as then also, has there been any odd goings on recently around the elders? We know that a few years ago something quite traumatic happened here in the city to one of the elders. and we are currently doing some investigating around said subject. Do you have any information about any weird happenings in Mor Stacy?
Oh, you be referring to Sindarin by any chance?
Oh,
Hit the nail on the head. Yeah.
Yep,
It was
straight
big
away.
news. Big news across the whole of the city, and, well, as far as I know, most of Dryermere. But yes, said to be murdered in cold blood by his aide. And she was, well, she fled before she could be captured and tried. But I don't believe anybody's seen her since. Don't know where she ended up. But if she ends up back in here, then I dare say she'll probably be strung up from one of the trees by the rest of the council members, especially Leora. Poor girl. To lose a husband in such a way. Shady business.
We heard something about an affair, or
It was rumoured.
Did you hear any rumblings of that?
Rumoured. I never saw any evidence of it. Sindarin was very devoted to Leora, and indeed, when they made themselves available in public, they presented a united front. So to say there was scandal behind the scenes, well, who knows for sure? Sindarin and Mayanora, I guess, are the only ones that truly know. But one of them's dead, and, well, the other one's not here.
It's a very valid point, and I imagine the only people that would know a bit more are the aides who operate within the big castle-y thing.
Well,
where
I don't know
Nobles-
how many of the aides will know. Aides come and go over time, but mostly
They see a lot.
Sindarin had his single aide for himself, which was, at the time, Mayanora. And she was his, well, I suppose you might say executive assistant. She handled his day-to-day business and looked after where he would be on certain days and coordinated this with Leora's calendars and her schedules. Made sure he was where he needed to be and had what he needed. Who's to say what happened, but yeah, one morning, bloodbath.
And
Do you know,
the other two... oh, go for it, Lex. My apologies.
I was just thinking, this. I know it's a bit of a crude question, and I apologise for the vulgarity, but you said it was a bloodbath, so it was like not like a poisoning, which is a usual female crime to commit. It was like a stabbing, or...
Well, do you know, that's the strange thing.
Fuck yes, Lex.
Pen
He
out.
was covered in
Game on.
wounds, or so it's said, but there was very little blood on the scene.
Interesting.
It was one of the most frustrating parts of all of this, if you ask the local guards and our guard folks here. They suspect he was maybe moved, but never found the original scene of the crime, I suppose you'd call it, as detectives. But yes, stabbed multiple times, but no blood, not even on his clothes.
That speaks to an accomplice, surely, because me and Nora would not have been big enough, strong enough to overpower him and move the body.
Who
But
knows?
multiple stabbings just speak to a crime of passion. So the affair rumor is back
I
on the
wouldn't
table.
know. I'm just a humble tavern keeper.
Hey,
Edges is
you are a
going to lean
valuable,
over.
valuable asset to this town. I'll tell you that now.
I'll slide the gold over to him. Edges is going to lean into Lex and be like,
It also definitely means arcane means were used to clean the body.
Magic bleach.
prestidigitation, digitations.
Is what?
I do not know. And the two other patrons that are staying
yes,
here
the
at
two
the
other
moment.
patrons. We've got an elf and his wife who are on their holidays, as far as I'm aware, on a bit of a vacation. They've come over from Mahanath. And then we've got a some folks from Rosendom, some human folks. They're here just stopping in on their way over to Dulin, and I suspect they're off to get a boat to head off either, I don't know, maybe they're off to Kedmere, who knows. It's the only other human settlement on that side of the continent, at least, but...
Okay. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time.
Why don't I get you a round of drinks just on the house?
Inside check. Fucking inside check, this motherfucker. Why you being so nice, bro? Ah, great. That's 14.
14. As far as you can tell, seems very genuine. If anything, is just happy for the conversation and the pleasantries, and you've spent money buying rooms, so is throwing a round of drinks in.
Above table, can you remind me of his name? I forgot to write it down while I was writing something else down.
I think I said Elindor, did I? Let me just... Wrong bit of the notes. Sorry, Ilbrin.
Ilbrin. Ilbrin, I cannot tell you how much we appreciate it. And you know what? You'll be our go-to guy when we come to More Stacy in the future. We'll be sure to stop in and say hi. And drinks for me, I would like... And Edgius is going to be like, his normal thing would just be go for alcohol, but since he's trying to be a bit more serious and he's on the job, he's going to be like, a flagon of cranberry juice, if you have it. For me, Lex, for yourself, Callum.
I'm shocked by the notion that you're not going to have a drink. I'll join you in a flagon of cranberry juice. Actually, yeah, I haven't had that since I was a child.
Let's make that 3 of these cranberry juices.
Have you never had cranberry?
Yes, we've got plenty of different sorts of berries. I could even make you a berry smoothie if that's what you're after.
Sold.
One berry smoothie? 2 berry smoothie. And Callum's just like, yeah, let's make it 3. If you could make mine extra cold, that'd be much appreciated. I'll see what I can do, my friends. If you'll go seat yourselves with Galen, I'll bring his ale over and your 3 berry smoothies.
Callum, can't you just freeze it yourself and make it as cold as you want?
I was hoping to use it as a bit of inspiration for later. You'll see what I mean.
For talking to the big guy.
Yes,
right. Okay.
Indeed.
Okay. Edgius will tap the bar twice with his fist and say, "You're the man. You're the man, Ilbrin." And we'll
much obliged.
Walk over to Galen at the table.
Very good. So you all sit down and sort of make polite conversation for a couple of minutes before Galen brings over your drinks and sort of places them down in front of you. And you can see that Callum's does have just a rime of ice around the lip, if you like, around the lid, or around the rim of it, I should say. If you be needing anything else, gentlemen, please just call on me. We don't seem to be too busy tonight, but I'm sure it'll pick up a little bit. Please enjoy your drinks. If you'll be needing any food, just shout.
Final thing before you leave. If anyone, perchance, does come looking for us, we're here trying to help people, so please let them know what room we're in and let them know that they're able to knock at any time of night and they're welcome to come and disturb us at any point. We'd be glad to help anyone who needs our assistance.
Always on call. Always on call. Yeah.
That's a strange request, but I'll let folks know if they've got any questions or we needing help. Much appreciated. Enjoy.
I'll use this opportunity with Skin to wink at him, and turn back to Galen.
Well, to be fair, by the sounds of it, this is a swingers hotel. If all of the rooms fit multiple people.
Or hostel, one of the two.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're now going
One
into
slightly
horror
more
movie mode.
wholesome than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. A hostel
good.
would be really, really unwholesome.
Yeah, generally.
Is there pineapples dotted about? Because that's usually a sign of swingers.
Make me a perception
So
check,
I've
please.
heard.
So I've heard.
What? I wasn't speaking as Lex, but just for shits and gigs, at 11.
11. You don't see any pineapples dotted around.
Okay.
Apart from one
So-
small fruit basket on the bar.
Galen, we
Bowls with car keys in.
with wagon keys everywhere. Horse whips.
Just a lot of fucking padlock keys, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Padlocks. Oh my god, that's funny.
Getting pinky now.
So, Galen,
Hey,
we're gonna bring you into some information. You got to do your best to
assume
not
that's
react
it.
wild. Yeah. We're gonna tell you about a little bit of a plan. It does involve bait and such. But we promise you that you will be safe and that we will do our utmost to make sure that everything goes as we have planned it, as opposed to how anyone else may have planned it. Lex, do you wanna explain to him what's going on? I'm just getting a bit of brain freeze from my smoothie. It's not something I often experience, and it's making my mind a little bit.
Yeah, I got this. So, essentially, we're worried that somebody is following us or keeping tabs on us. So the plan is the plan is that we're not actually going to be in the rooms tonight. You are, but we're not going to be in the rooms. And I'm going to set a magical trap, as it were. So if anybody does sneak into the room, try spying us, ambush us, or do some reconnaissance, I'll get mentally alerted to their presence, and then hopefully we can follow them back to whoever they are, wherever they are, and find out who's been
roll this
following
back
us.
just a second. I am to be bait.
No, you're the legitimacy. You're making the plan look legitimate because you're in a room. They're not going to come to your room. We're in separate rooms.
No. Don't get me wrong. I am kind of flattered to be bait, actually.
Well, if you want to
Excitement
play
is
the part of bait, okay, okay.
You can be the hook, the line, the sinker, whatever
Yeah.
you want to be,
You
buddy.
can be whatever you believe.
Yeah, exactly. We all we would
Don't-
appreciate
don't
is
see much
that if
excitement as druids.
Oh.
Greenheart Festival was something special. Don't get me wrong. That is well, we've not had something go that wrong in a good many years. And this,
I thought you got excited by like the bush and stuff. Don't you guys love bush, right? That's the most exciting thing that'll happen to you on a daily basis. Bush, rabbits, that sort of thing. Do you not
I
like
am
the
more
life of a
partial to
druid?
trees, but
that's just something to get into in a moment. I'd definitely love to know a little bit more about your what Lex just asked you about, whether you enjoy being a druid for sure. That's a
I love being
Great.
a druid. It is my calling.
Okay. Well, you just sounded like you were bored with it. That was all.
No,
Inside check.
no. It's just one of these things where you spend the days doing very similar things and the same task, and then something new comes along. It's exciting.
And
Yeah.
we this this group of ours, this detective agency, we have collected members as we've gone. Maybe when we get back to Dryad's Gate, we could talk about a position for yourself or something.
On a consultancy
tree,
basis, yeah.
a tree traveler would be very useful to us, as it so happens, and someone like yourself who is willing to be bait is also something that that also ranks of high value to people like us as well. So maybe that fun and excitement of something new could continue until maybe it becomes boring and old, like being a druid for yourself as well.
If you need someone to help you get around, I am your person.
We should probably
Sick.
check your go and raid though, because we got Bram obviously told us the first one was free. So watch
You
it.
also mentioned that last.
Let us see how this particular job goes, and then I will tell you how much danger pay I think I need.
That's
Smart.
That's smart. Definitely smart. Okay, well, we are essentially like said going to have you be in the room, in your room. We will pretend to be in our room. We shall then leave. Once we have left, we will station ourselves nearby. We hope to then possibly entrap or follow the person who we believe is going to come for us tonight. If you see anything or you experience anything of concern, are you... I know some people are able to, speak to people telepathically through the arcane arts. Worst case scenario, you could always scream. But I didn't know if you had any sort of telepathic abilities, a message or sending spell within your repertoire of druidic skills.
Now you're gonna make me look.
Yeah, we just got a new team member. We're building out the Planar Detective Agency. Fucking is sick now. We're actually getting
I mean, go on.
I was gonna say we're getting a secretary. We got this guy to travel. He's our public transport. We've got our secretary. We got Gibbon, who's our arms maker. Well, we're this is shaping up. It's shaping up.
I just hope they're cheaper than Gibbon and they want to work for free because we still haven't paid him yet.
Yes, passion project.
Yeah.
I have no arcane messaging abilities, but let's say I will charm a sparrow or similar to deliver my message for me.
I'm gonna look at Callum.
Is that a metaphor? Or did you mean a sparrow?
What the fuck does that mean?
I think it means he's going to literally speak to a bird and send the bird to us.
Oh. You see, I take things literally sometimes, and people mean it metaphorically. And this time, I assumed it was a metaphor, and you literally weren't going to speak to a
druid.
okay.
I speak to both plants and animals. This should not be new to you.
That's cool.
Yeah, when you say it like that, it's pretty obvious. Thanks. Yeah, I feel like a fool.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, it's we should have seen that one coming. Okay, but yeah. So if you're all cool with that, if anything happens, give us a sparrow call, and we will come to your aid. Tomorrow we hope to meet Silara near where the tree that you brought us into Morstacy with. But other than that, I guess, make it semi-overt that you're here. You don't have to be discreet that you're here. You can act as normal, I suppose.
This is fine. I have already spoken to many of my acquaintances and friends while I've been here, so I am known to be here.
So Galen,
known to be here now helping the Planar Detective Agency.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we really appreciate you volunteering and helping us out. Honestly, like I said, I know you and I got off on the wrong foot, but I appreciate your willingness to assist and to help us along this journey. We value your help massively, and we hope that, like many druids, you're hoping to help people, nature, the natural order, the natural order of things. We want to do the same, and maybe our alliance here can be that of a mutual passion for aiding people, as opposed to some sort of monetary thing. We think helping people is super important, and what we've learned while we've been here and what we learned when we were in Dryad's Gate has scared us, to say the least, of possible dark goings-ons in the world. You mentioned earlier Brahm, now that I mentioned dark goings-on, Brahm having a lot of relations with the elders. Has Brahm, I don't know, shifted in personality or political opinion or anything like that since the Sindarin situation happened 25 years ago?
Brom's now a right-wing fascist druid.
No, I mean, he does not visit as much as he once did. He now sort of delegates. I am, as I say, sort of an ambassador over here. Most things are sent through more formal messaging, if this makes sense.
100%. Okay. Well, you're a legend, and we really appreciate everything that you're doing. Before we head to the rooms, I imagine we're probably going to sit here and talk with him for a little bit, get to know him a little bit more above table. But I will when I hand him his drink of choice, whatever it was, I will cast Mage Armor on him as his hand connects to the mug. I'll cast Mage Armor on him so that he has that for if anything happens.
And as he takes the mug and feels that, much appreciated, I find. I should be okay, though. But I appreciate the gesture. And takes a big swig. And you spend some time now getting to know and sort of small talk with Galen, who explains he is almost 500 years old himself as a druid. And has lived for a long period. Brom is supposedly much older. And discusses just sort of his life. He has always been in this part of the world, has seen it change, has seen...
Can I inquire too if he remembers anything about 30 years ago? Like these weird magical happenings and arcane way lines that open up. Can we find like his perspective on that?
Yeah, so he sort of tells you about 30 years ago and working in the grove and just seeing the dryad herself taking a sharp intake of breath as magic literally permeated through the floor, and the great oak itself he describes as just blooming, and the dryad seeming to sing louder and with more power, but at the same time there was a lament in the song, is the way he describes it, almost as if something else was being lost at the same time. And he explains to you that the dryad is both connected to the Fae, but also connected to the divinity of nature. Sort of describes that she who governs nature is much more distant than she ever has been.
Okay. I forgot to ask Callum, what's he want the ice for?
And you see, all during this, as you look over to Callum now, you see that he has been running his finger around the rim of this glass, if you like, and frost has begun to just sort of stretch up his finger and snake its way up his arm. And he's just going to look at it. I've got a couple of tasks tonight. This is one. Let's get to our camp, and then I'll go from there.
Okay. Edgius will slam the last bit of the smoothie brain freeze. And then
I'm so fast, darling.
yeah, you're right. You're totally right. I drank it way too quick. I was told that if you rub the opposite nipple, it feels better. It's not feeling any better.
Does it work with only real nipples? Do you have sensation in your nipples, actually, while we're on the subject?
GM,
Out of context to Galen, this is going to be a weird question, which I'm happy about.
Galen at this point is probably, we'll say Galen's turned and is now chatting to somebody else who's come over to say hello. As you start talking about whether Edgius has feelings in his nipple. Now, as I have described this previously, this is a full shape change.
Yes.
So Edgius's body has quite literally changed, and therefore full feeling as far as I'm concerned. But you feel free with your character.
So that actually means then. So before you used to just tip stuff into your carcass, but now you can properly eat and properly drink and feel all the sensations.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I never appreciated that. I keep getting.
No, it's totally it's why actually, you know, the reason me and Cavan originally came to Most Tasty was because we heard that they had some very good sushi food here. I hadn't eaten that kind of stuff for a very long time. Cavan wanted to allow me to indulge myself, as I don't often get the opportunity. So that's actually why we were here originally, was so that I could experience some taste and pleasure within the culinary arts that exist within More Stacy.
Nice.
Right, let's head to the room. Galen, excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. My apologies. Sorry for being so forward.
No.
We are going to head to our room, and Edgius is going to give like a head tilt. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Of course, I will only be 5-10 minutes, and I will let you know when I am in my. But
take your time. Take your time.
Yeah.
Thank you again for the drink.
No problem. Head to the room.
Cool. So we will say, for the sake of brevity, then the three of you, Callum following on, still with his sleeve rolled up, and that's just Frost snaking up his arm.
Oh, I will tell Ilbram, because we wouldn't know this in game. I will say, if a cat person who, by the name of Jewel, wearing a red cloak, shows up, or is led here asking questions, to tell them that, they're gonna say, to knock on Galen's door, not ours, and to go to Galen, not ours, room, so as to not set off the alarm.
By all means, my friend. Ilbrin sort of takes that on board. You head to your room and enter in momentarily, long enough for Lex to spend time casting this spell, before you then all sneak out the back and try and make a beeline for the edge of the forest. So I'm going to ask for a group stealth check, please.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
As opposed to possibly going to the forest, are there any buildings that would be scalable with like flat rooftops or anything like that nearby, as well as the forest, just so we can assess our options as we you know, I imagine we set the alarm, we stuff the pillows like under the blankets. Edgius will actually take out a spare like leather waistcoat that he has in his bag and kind of hang it on like the armor mannequin that's in the room. You know, we'll leave some of our like bits and bobs in there, so it does look a little bit more genuine as to people being in there. So if someone opened the door, they wouldn't just be like, "Oh, there's no one fucking in here," and then sneak out. Yeah, just assess our surroundings basically, so we can make a good decision of where to place ourselves.
So I'll say, as you are looking around, there's plenty of buildings that you could probably scale. But the one thing around or about Morse Tacey and Dryamere is that these buildings are all occupied, so it's up to you whether you choose to try and camp on top or not.
Lex, what do you think? Should we do a building or the forest? What does your gut? Your gut instincts are usually really good. What does your gut tell you?
If you was gonna sneak into our room, you would either be brazen and come through the front door, right? Or you would come down from the roof, maybe. So if we camp on the roof, they might foil their plan. Do you think so? Maybe.
It's a good shout.
Also, tents in the woods is probably less conspicuous than tents on a roof.
I knew we should trust your gut. As always, incredibly astute, Lex. Callum, pick up your feet, Callum. You're dragging your feet. Come on, let's get into the woods.
And concentrate.
Come on, let's go. And Edgius will lead the gang into the woods, so that we're within a mile. And yeah, so in terms of spells, I meant to also mention, is that close enough concentration within 60 feet? Do we want to be within 60 feet of this building? Probably close enough that we can get there. I will repeatedly cast. Actually, no. You know what? I'll leave it. I'll save it for another time. Never mind. Apologies.
Okay, cool.
Rewind.
So group stealth check then, please.
Group stealth check.
Oh, fucking hell. I rolled a 4. Magical guidance.
I'll be like, guys, very quiet, as I give both Lex and Callum bardic inspiration.
Thank fuck for that.
Thank fuck for that, because that made it an 11.
15.
Beautiful. That's yeah, baby. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at this stealth check. Fuck.
No.
Fuck. That's a 7. A strong 7.
Fucking hell.
Strong 7. Now, as
Go
a group,
team.
2 of you got 10 or more, so on average, we're okay. You dart out, Edgius, you trip over a stump and just sort of being used to your more skeletal form for a moment.
The same toe.
Like,
the same fucking toe. Son of a bitch. Fuck me,
Callum's
my
just
toe.
gonna reach down to you and say, "Shh, come on, let's go."
Sorry. Fuck. And Edgius will
And you sort
limp
of
after
hobble
Callum.
And you retreat out to just outside the wall, and you sort of see some guards passing around and wait for them to move, and then you sneak out one of the side passages, or one of the it's not really a walled city, so you sneak far enough out that you are now in cover and sort of set up the tents. And it's at this point where Callum says, right, well, before we do anything else, let's see if we can solve this problem, shall we? And he's going to place his hand on the ground just in front of the tent, sat with his back to the tent, and that frost just where it's rimed up his arm
Callum?
just
Callum? What are you doing?
bleeds out onto the floor, and he holds up a finger. Lord of Winter.
Always doing the thing.
He's doing silence.
I figure it's time we spoke. I have news and questions. Please grant me an audience.
As Callum says this, Edgius is going to cast Frostbite and also place his hand on the ground to assist Callum and give him the help action.
Nice.
I could chuck a chromatic orb of cold if you want down.
Yeah, let's get it. Fuck it. Why not? Let's keep it
Ice
fucking
bomb.
good.
Very good. That is a 19. There is then just this cold wind that begins to settle into your small little camp. And you can just hear it sort of slowly blowing in around you, just...
Ooh.
And on that cold wind, as the ice where it rhymes on the floor pulses with a bluish light. Callum Verfleur. You owe me an explanation, child. And the ice pulses a bright white light. You suddenly find yourselves laid on a stony, snowy surface. And that, my friends, is where we are going to take a very, very short break.
As this bright light happens, Edgius is going to cast darkness around us so that the bright light doesn't alert anyone of our position.
Nice, just...
Oh.
Very good. Cool. So yes, we will be back in a few minutes. Hopefully I will get all the buttons right and it will go the right way. Now, I don't know how many folks are in the chat, but if you want a chance at winning those 3 PDFs from the Eldritch Press, the question you have to answer is, what was the name of the Tavern Keep from this episode? Or what was the name of the Tavern Keep at the Ethereal Crow in this episode?
Fucking Tim!
Very good.
Campaign 3 has to be just really easy, bog standard names. So we're talking like Barbara, Kevin, Tony.
I mean, dude, I wouldn't say Barbara is a fucking simple name, but yeah, okay.
Dude, that is my one downfall as a GM. Whenever I am GMing and my players ask me for a name, I'm like, Bill, fucking Dave. Every single time. It's fucking bad.
Fancy name generators. That's where it's at. Very good. Cool. Right, well, we'll be back in a few minutes. Hope you've enjoyed the first half. Stick around for the second half. It promises to be a lot of fun.
Peace.
See you in a few.
Are you, like me, a fan of piracy or privateering out in your D&D campaign? Well, check this out. We have been working on a brand new airship combat system that means you and your privateer crew can now take to the skies and pillage at new heights. Within this system, you will get 3-dimensional dynamic movement and combat rules. You'll get a brand new updated aircrew system, as well as brand new spells, items, creatures, and example airships for you to use in your campaign, as well as crews to put on them. But I think the coolest part about all of this is we have a custom shipbuilder application that will allow you to customize and build your very own airship. It means you and your team can have exactly what you want as you take on the skies. Check out our Sky Zephyrs Kickstarter here at Hermie and the Dude.
Yo, yo.
What is popping everyone?
I didn't get any answers for the giveaway, but I assumed as much, as I think we've got Data hanging around. So hello again, Data. Thank you for joining us once again. Appreciate
some
the
great
continual love.
Yeah, some great comments in the chat from Data tonight, cracking me up.
And we got some fun out in the Discord from him tonight.
I was going to say, I'm looking forward for that to that artwork as it comes through.
Oh yeah.
Is it already through?
It's come through. It's
Yes, it is. It is. That is fucking hysterical.
I'm scrolling over to look right now as well.
Quick. Edgius is the guy sat outside. It's brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Brilliant. Oh, good stuff. So, as we left off just before the break, I'm trying not to lose my shit over that. It's so good. Callum has just reached out to the Lord of Winter and asked for an audience.
Oh yeah, that was serious.
In that moment,
Serious.
there was the voice and the cold wind. Callum Verfleur, you have a lot to answer for. Or you have a lot to make clear. As well as I can't remember what I said before the break, but fuck it. And there is that blinding flash of light, followed by a very quick burst of darkness that contains this flash of light. And you all find yourselves laying on cold stone floor with snow all around you. And as you look up, you are now in a snowy forest. And when I describe it for you, I just need to pull it up. And that's not the link I needed. Get your shit together, DM. Come on.
Is it the one in Albert Rodeo?
It is the one in Albert Rodeo.
Oh.
So do you know what? I'll do one better as well. Let's pull up my other browser window.
Do you know what button Dave pressed for that?
You mean that one?
Nice.
Whee!
See, the only thing I can't do is move that map around, so we are there. That is it.
Cool.
We're not moving out of that space. But you find yourself in this snowy plain of sorts, or a clearing, amongst evergreen trees that are just covered in snow as well. And all around you are these icy sculptures, different creatures, just dotted in this clearing. And Callum is just going to stand up and go, well, this is a fucking shit show, isn't it?
Was this not supposed to happen?
Oh, fuck, it's cold. And then he's going to snap his fingers as the skin begins to kind of peel away from him as he turns back into skeleton form. It's like, oh, that's better. Can't feel it now.
Oh, I'm glad for you. Oh. Just for absolute clarity, this doesn't usually happen when I speak to the Lord of Winter.
Is this a good sign?
Now I beg for, I don't think so. And again, that icy wind just blows, and some of the powdery snow that's dusted the top of these ice sculptures just dissipates off. And dead ahead of, or I should say, as the three of you are looking towards the centre of this platform, you see there are these standing stones around it. Callum almost instinctively just turns around, and the statue behind him, the one to the southernmost point of the map, reveals a half-orc. And he's just going to turn and look. Grelin. What has he done?
Oh shit, so Grelin is a frozen statue.
Callum is going to try and run towards that statue. And as he runs and tries to go between these two standing stones to get to the thing, there is an arcane barrier that just... and Callum bounces off and sort of slides backwards. Oh! And that voice sounds... I told you, Callum. You had answers to provide. A Fey Lord dead. A sword stolen and given to this skeletal creature. A portal destroyed. Oh, you have much to answer for, Callum. But I think
we
I
hear
will
this
take
too?
it in flesh first. Yes, it is on the wind.
Okay.
But I think I will take it in flesh first. And with that, there are 2 flurries of snow that just...
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
As these weird
The fuck?
insectoid-like creatures, almost like millipedes, but with these fans, I'm trying to think of what they're called, hoods, if you like, that extend out as this shrill, trilling sound just sounds out, and on the wind. Good luck, my pet. Good luck. We need to roll some initiative, please.
Callum,
Oh, shit.
Callum, what's happening?
I don't know. I don't know. But those things don't look fun.
I rolled a 10.
Why did you bring up the sword, Callum? 19.
No. Okay, so a 10 for Lex, a 19 for Edgius. Let's roll some initiative for Callum. Oh dear, Callum. That's a 6. And we are going to begin. So I'm going to put this, because I know Dave usually puts it along the bottom, but I'm going to put it in a little sticky note. Pick a blue one. Yeah, let's put it over here, where people can see it. And we're going to go... Two, X, 3, gone. There we go. Hopefully folks can see that. Okay, very good. So as these 2 creatures just sort of sound out their shrieking trill, and they look like they are made of sort of this ice, but there are flames that just lick along the back and down the spine, if you like, of these creatures. Edgius, what would you like to do? And I know we'd usually have our battle music on at this point. As I say, I don't have control of the music, so we're stuck with this weird ethereal stuff right now.
Yeah, there you go. Yep,
Try and get yourself in it.
Yeah. Can you just quickly remind me? So he said dead Fey Lord. He said a stolen sword.
A stolen
The
sword.
portal shut.
And a portal closed. Or destroyed was the term actually used.
Sorry, just making notes.
That's all good. It's all good.
Okay. Fuck my life. I'm gonna turn to Callum and be like, Callum, what do we do? Do we fight them? Do we try and bargain? What's the plan, Callum?
Well, I don't recommend hugging the little bastards, and they're not even that little.
All right. Edgius is gonna draw the defender sword in his right hand, and is going to like take an attacking position, as he will be like, "Get out of here, you fucking insect thing!" And I'll cast Firebolt at 1, which is going to be a 12 to hit. Does a 12 hit?
Sorry, I realised I muted my mic there. Which one are you hitting?
The one behind Lex.
So A. A 12
Yes.
does not hit.
A 12 does not hit. Okay. And then I will use 2 of my sorcery points to use metamagic to create my quicken spell. And I'm like, fuck, it's fast! And then I'm like, Lex, here it goes. Tell me if I get it right. And I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb, and the element will be fire at it. And let's choose a different d20 this time. Fuck me. That's better. There we go. That's a 25 to hit.
25 does hit.
And I'll cast it at second level.
Nice.
So
Still
48.
hitting A, yeah?
Yes, still hitting A, in hopes to deter it. And that will be Foyer that I'm going to be doing for that. I need one more D8. There it is. Cool. That's going to be, fuck yes. That's going to be 10 plus 2, so that's 40. So 24 points of fire damage as Aegeus, kind of brandishes his sword, whips his hand around his head. As he does, this kind of shadow kind of collects in his hand. And as he brings it around, he snaps his fingers as it ignites in flames and then launches it towards the I don't even begin to know what to call that thing.
Very good. You can then see this ball of fire just hit it and wash over the body, and this creature, as the fire just dissipates, just sort of his eyes and its head just snap up to you as these mandibles open. Just no
What the fuck? And Aegeus will then. You said, is there like an energy field around us?
Callum ran into one.
Okay. Aegeus will be like, that's fucking creepy. I got the one behind Lex. And Aegeus will just go and get into its territory and engage it. Just get up all in front of it.
You do pass through the circle of stones, no energy field anymore. And as I say, this fiery bolt just washes over to no effect and no damage.
Fuck.
Lex.
It's time to power up Zord. I nearly called him Zord. Zordon. No, that's the Power Rangers. I'm going for a Power Rangers thing as as Cog will appear from my pocket, hover next to me, and then as gears start to swirl around him and sort of start to attach to him as I build my Cogazord, as I cast Summon Construct. And then, and I will have to be concentrating on that.
Very good.
So that is my bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as my... I'll come here as my normal action, and then I will... Seeing fire didn't work, because that was going to be my first thing. Seeing fire didn't work with the creature. I'm going to try and poison it with a poison spray, which is a Con 14 saving throw, please.
Ooh, let's pick an apt D20, shall we? There we go. That's icy blue. So I can't read the fucking numbers on it. That's a 16. Con save, you said, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, 16.
It's not even half damage. Just nothing happens.
Just nothing. Just you sort of spray the floor with this poison spray. It was poison, wasn't it? Not acid.
Yes. Yeah, it was
yeah,
poison
so this
spray.
gas
Yeah.
just sort of dissipates around the creature. As we see, this icy wind just dissipates.
And then
away.
it is Cogazord's turn. He's going to come straight in, and it's basically 2 slam attacks. With, what's that? Fuck a duck. 10 to hit. Hang on, no, 8 to hit even.
Does not hit.
Second attack. I rolled the exact same number.
Does not
Essentially, I dribbled a bit of poison and Cog just went and stood in front of me. That's essentially what just happened.
Cog in
Go
the
team.
cold. The joints begin to freeze a little bit, and the slams don't move as freely as Cog would like. As the gears then just sort of, and you see Cog just sort of in his now bipedal form, as he does have legs at this point, and just sort of and arms and everything, just sort of swings the joints around and loosens up. But that is your go, I believe.
Yeah, and what a
Callum
go
then
that was.
is just going to look to the three of you and go, "Oh, I'll tackle this one then, shall I? Fuck's sake." Callum is going to do the tried and tested, just sort of rub his palms together as that arcane crackling energy that's icy blue just sort of forms within his hands, and he's just going to throw 2 Eldritch Blasts towards B. Which will be, where's the pink dice? There it is. First one is Biggie, that is a 25 to hit, and the second is not so good, that's a 10 to hit. So the first one will hit, so that will be, where's a D10? There's a D10. Oof, that is 14 points of force damage to B, as Callum just one hits. We will say the second beam just beams down to over here, and you just see puffs of dirt. And Callum then looks and thinks, shit, aim off. That'll be Callum's go. It is then A's go. Sorry, I need to roll this as well as... No, ignore me. Yeah, Cog didn't connect, did he? So no, don't worry about that.
Nope.
So, A is just going to lean down the mandibles as they've opened towards Edgius, as Edgius has thrown this firebolt and then run up to it. The mandibles are just going to and try and latch themselves onto the skeletal form of Edgius, which will be a 9 to hit.
Aha! It does not.
Very good. B then is going to go 5, 10, 15 to there, and it's going to try and bite Callum.
Come on, Callum.
That's a 19 on the dice. That's a 25 to hit.
Fuck.
1, 2. I need another D10. The fucking D10s have I got this dice box.
That sounds like a lot that you're trying to pick up there.
Whoops.
Oh, that one doesn't count because it went out the box. You got to leave that one out now.
I've re-rolled.
Unless it's a 1.
6.
Unless it's a 1.
Oh yeah. If it's a 1, then it counts.
So that's 15, 19 points of piercing damage.
Fuck.
Immediately to Callum. And then you see the mandibles as they clamp around, just flames from this spine just wrap themselves around for an additional 6 points of fire damage to Callum.
Oh.
And then we're back
Not
up the top
icy
to
fucks at all.
Edgius.
Edgius is going to, as it like nips at him, he's going to duck under it, and then as he like circles to the right, he's going to jump over its tail and circle round so that he is flanking with Cog. And then as he's doing that, he's going to say, "Lex, protect Callum! They want Callum!" And is going to like try and like just bob and weave this thing. Then I'm going to use a bonus action to expend a 2nd level spell slot and regain 2 sorcery points. And then I'm going to make an attack with my defender sword.
Nice. Roll to hit them, please.
That is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Beautiful. I fucking love that. I really love that. So that's going to be 6 plus 7. So that's 9 points of piercing damage as as Edgius like gracefully jumps over the tail, shouts this to Lex, and then is going to flip the sword round so it's reverse grip, place his hand on the pommel, and plunge it into the back of this thing. And then is going to pull it out with like a splatter of whatever color blood this thing bleeds at his feet in the snow, dissolving some of the snow as it does. And Edgius is then, I'm then going to use the Defender Sword's ability to give myself a plus to my AC. And that's the end of my turn.
You're going to take 7 points of fire damage as you stab in, and that blood sort of splatters against you, and you realise it burns.
Ah! Fuck! The thing is spicy! It's spicy!
Very good. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's me done.
Very good. Lex,
Oh!
then.
Can I roll with advantage on the attack, actually, just to see if I do crit, because I am flanking?
20, yeah.
Yeah, come
so
on,
it's not
baby.
advantage, it's a +2 to hit, I believe, in our rules.
Oh, okay.
Flanking.
Oh, okay,
I'll
cool,
just
cool,
double
cool,
check.
Cool.
That's how often we use flanking.
Indeed.
I wish I could grab my camera. Oh my god, that's a nat 20.
Did you...
That's a
That's the
fucking
nat
nat
20.
20.
And the one that's not going to count.
Oh my god. Ridiculous. But yes,
So yes, flanking grants a +2 to hit.
wonderful.
So unfortunately.
Wonderful.
So apologies for
Right.
that.
It's
That's
good
my
to know
bad.
they're in there. It's good to know they're in there.
They are in there. Very good, Lex.
Livid. Right. Listening to Edgius' advice, I'll start to move towards Callum. 5, 10, 15. But as I'm moving, I'll get an orb. I'll chuck it up in the air. Use my meta magic option, to twin the spell. As then it'll split into 2 orbs that start mortar striking towards the 2 creatures. You'll see them kind of hissing and bubbling with acid, as that's the damage type I'm going to go with, because fire does not work. Come on, don't be wank.
Roll to hit for the first.
I've rolled 4 2s in a row. That dice is fucking right off.
So the one against A, I will say, misses. And what it does is it splatters against this ice sculpture here and just... Not only as it hits does it chip off some, but then the acid just burns through. And underneath the ice, you see it's burning through flesh as well.
Oh,
As
good.
this
I've killed
just
someone's
crumples, just-
relative. That's fucking brilliant. Second one,
Roll to hit
24 to hit. That's more like it.
24 is absolutely a hit.
Nice.
3d8 coming at you. A 1, a 3, and a 4. 8 points of acid damage. That was a bag of
8 points
dicks.
of acid damage. Just you can see these scales, if you like, or this chitinous armor, if you like, that this creature is made from, just burns away in patches, and there's a big sort of splash mark against the top where the acid has hit and just dissolved this armor away, revealing the bright blue flesh underneath. And you see that flames, as that flesh is revealed, flames just begin to lick where that flesh is revealed. Anything else in your turn?
No, seeing that worked. Ask the team to do the trick, and then I'll turn to Cog, because it's Cog's turn, and Cog is going to do his slam attack. Hopefully, this time he actually hits. What's he got?
And it gets a +2 because we're
16.
flanking.
+2.
18 to hit them.
18's going to hit.
Ooh. First attack 1, which is 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And the second
Points
one
of bludgeoning damage.
is a dirty 20 to hit.
That's also going to hit.
With 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
11 points of bludgeoning damage, and with those 2 hits, Cog is going to take 9 points of fire damage. As flames just...
Oh,
lick
hang
across.
about. Ah, Do you know what's weird, right? He has a heated body, which means he deals fire damage if you touch him. But his damage resistance is poison. That's fucking... That makes no sense. So how many points? I was too mad to hear what you said.
9 points of fire damage.
Okay, thank you.
That's all good.
Wait, if it touched him though, does it take? Oh no, it doesn't take fire damage, does it?
If they
Fuck's
touch
sake.
him, yeah.
Fuck my life.
Very good. It is then Callum's go then.
Come on, Callum.
Callum's just gonna be there like he hears the statue sort of crumble and dissolve behind him. Don't hit the sculptures, especially not that one. And points immediately south. As he's then going to. What's he gonna do? He is going to take out that dragon tooth dagger. Well, you're fucking ugly, and just goes to stab it in. Take all of my dice out of the dice tower tray. Oh, not too good. That's a 10 to hit, which will not hit. And then as a bonus action, he is going to Misty Step. Just the snow gathers up around him, and he's going to go, come on, 5, 10, back to there. And that will be Callum's go. A then, with Edgius sort of running around A, is going to turn its attention to Cog and is going to try and bite down on Cog as those mandibles just... And that is a 22 to hit Cog.
I think that'll fucking do it.
10, 23, 27 points of piercing damage.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
And 9 points of fire damage.
And with that, you'll just see Cog sort of get shaken back as the armour and the limbs and the gears just all start to fall off. And then he just falls to the floor as the orb that he is. And then he's no longer a Cogazord.
No longer a Cogazord. Does that take it over the damage of the Cogazord at all? Or over the HP of the Cogazord?
That reduced it to 0 hit points, yeah.
So how much more would have been taken?
Oh, I see what you mean. An extra 4.
Because Cog will... Yeah, so Cog will take that 4 damage then.
Oh, fucking hell. Poor old sod, he's only got 10.
So he just falls into the snow.
And then he will use his movement to... Oh, no, he can't. It's not his turn.
It's not his turn. That's fine. B then is going to now just smashes that sculpture and comes around to here. 5, 10, 15. So this one gets just demolished by the creature as it then goes to bite you, Lex.
We're killing everyone's relatives.
A fucking 10.
Miss!
Edgius.
Edgius is going to be like, Cog, no! Fuck, enough! And Edgius is going to let out like a almighty, like, almost like Aerosmith falsetto, like scream, as
bit of Steve Tyler.
Exactly, and he's just gonna fucking really let it out, as almost the light around him seems to like dull, almost like he's drawing in the shadow and creating darkness around him, and he's gonna cast Sleep.
Nice.
And I'm so let me roll those d8s to do that. I believe creatures within 20 feet, starring a creature unaffected. Cool. Cool. Let me get those first ones, and then let me get my other quick d8s out. Come here, d8. Where are you? There you are.
I love how you just poured them all over the floor. That was amazing.
My setup here is like completely my I've got
all
no
good.
space in front of me.
It was the
okay, so
dice
that is-
ASMR. I think everybody appreciated.
Yeah, it was necessary. So that's that is going to be so 10 plus 3, 13 plus 8. So that's and I am casting it at a higher level as well. So does that give me extra? Yes, it does. So that's plus another couple of D8. 1 second, sorry.
All right.
That's another D8. That's another D8. Cool. So that's going to be 35 hit points of creatures that it puts to sleep.
Yes.
So as you scream out, and the shadow just, there's almost like this darkness that settles over the battlefield and then dissipates. And as it dissipates, these two creatures just stood.
Bastard.
Whoops. 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to measure. Yeah, they are within 20 feet of each other, so both of them are in the radius.
Yep, and neither of them fall.
Neither of them.
Not 38 hit points.
Fuck! Edgius will then fuck, dude. Fuck. Okay, yeah, I've got an idea. Edgius is, while he does this, he's going to use it as a distraction for the creatures. Then I'm going to use my 2 sorcery points again to meta magic into turning a bonus action. I'm going to use True Strike as a bonus action, and I'm going to point a finger at the creature as it's slightly distracted by this, and it grants me brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on the first attack roll, provided that the spell hasn't ended, so I'm going to concentrate on that as well.
Nice. It's alright, my browser's just decided to play silly buggers and close.
So yeah, Edgy is trying to detective his way into finding out how the fuck we deal with this problem that we're currently facing by getting some insight on its defenses.
Very good. Give me just a second to restore all this stuff.
Fuck, we're gonna have no spell slots when we go back to fucking deal with whoever's chasing us. Fuck me. Ah, God. It's time to cantrip the fuck up.
Alright. Now put that there. No, we're just gonna fucking... Browser's crashing all over the place today. It's not enjoying this whatsoever. So I'm gonna stop trying to do what I was doing. DM's having issues, folks.
Technical issues.
Just a few.
Dave, where are you?
There's nothing Dave can help with. This is purely my end. Very good. So yes, you sort of, as you cast this spell and point, you see a point where, as Cog slammed into this creature, there is a wound on its side, which presents an opportunity for you to strike against, giving you that advantage. And with your turn ending, we are then over to Lex.
So, I'm not concentrating on Cogazord anymore, obviously, because he's not.
No, you're not.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to risk an opportunity attack to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Ooh, that is a 16 to hit.
Fuck.
Reaction shield.
Nice.
To do a bit of a fuck you. And then I'm going to hold... You'll see the Tesla coil start to form around my hand as it's charging up my lightning bolt. But I'm going to hold my action until Cog moves out of the way, because he goes directly after me.
Nice.
And then as soon as Cog is without of distance, I'm going to fucking unleash the lightning bolt.
Nice.
So it kind of all happens in my
So-
turn, but I had to play it out so I don't kill old Coggy
I was
boy.
going to say, so we'll say Cog just sort of flutters over to here,
Yeah.
so as not to invoke an opportunity attack, which will then give you your 5-foot wide beam of lightning to.
And Cog's
Or
right
are
in the
you
middle
trying
of
to
it.
get it through? Are you trying to get it through both of them? Are you?
Yeah, I'm fucking them both up.
In which case, we'll say Cog just sort of crawls up to the top then.
I knew you didn't like Cog. You just tried to kill him.
No. I misunderstood what you were trying to do, but it's fine. So you
So,
just like
that is-
in this moment then.
Dex 14 from both of them.
I'll roll for both. That's an 8.
You got an 8.
I rolled an 8.
That's a fail. What, for both of them?
Yes, it is. Yep. So in that
8d6
in those
come out,
situations
yeah.
when it's the same creature, I just make it quicker by rolling once for both of them.
8d6. Oh, fucking hell. Where the fuck's that gone? I can't even see that in the dark. I'll roll it again. So 5, 10, 15, 17, 18, 22. 23 points of lightning damage.
23 points of lightning damage then as you just unleash this screaming bolt of energy just through these two creatures, and it's like that cartoon moment where you see flesh, skeleton, flesh, skeleton, flesh, skeleton. You can see the spine that runs down these creatures, and then A is just left smoking just as blood, and this blood that hits the snow, as it hits the snow, there's just this as it boils the snow around it. But you'll be pleased to know that A is now bloodied. Anything else then? I think that's your turn.
I got there with 30 points of movement, didn't I?
Yeah, you were here, weren't you? Oh, sorry, you were here. So 5,
Yeah.
10, 15,
35,
20, 25,
40.
30. Yeah. Yep.
If I move my 40 to there, does that still count as flanking me in edges?
I mean, I'll count it because Cog's on the other side, so you've got sort of a three-way flank going on.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. And then I'm also between them and the other statue
Nice.
because I don't want to kill anyone's relatives.
Any more?
You've already fucked this
Relatives.
one up.
Any
This
more
one's gone.
relatives.
I suppose what I should do is, like, draw a big fucking... Let's just put a big ass white circle. No, that's a line. At what point did that ever look like a circle? That one's dead. And that one's also gone.
Fuck me.
They're gone.
Oh, the one I'm actually stood in between is already dead. Oh, fuck. Never mind.
And Callum then is just going to... Well, it looks like you've got that one handled, and just warms his hands up again. 2 Eldritch Blasts, which will be plus 8 to hit, if I get this right. Yes. Wrong. That's the first one. That's the ticket, that's a 27, and... Nice. A 22, so both of those are going to hit. So
Nice.
that is 2d10 plus 10. That wasn't bad either, is that? Okay, that's 27 points of force damage to B then. As Callum just from both of these hit, and 2 holes just punch through this creature as B is now injured and bloodied as well, as it just as the blood hits the floor. A at this point, I'm going to roll a d6 as to who it's going to attack. Aegeus. So it's going to try and bite Aegeus. The mandibles clamped down. That is going to be a 12 to hit, my friend.
It does not hit. Aegeus dips again, his head movement is just phenomenal. In skeletal form, there's just so little flesh to clasp onto.
Slips the bite.
Like a speedball in
B
boxing.
then is just going to charge forward and just takes out that stone, standing stone there. 5, 10, 15, 20 to there, we'll say. Or 15 or 20, and then is going to try and bite down on Callum. Not happy that it's just had 2 holes punched in it. And that is a... can't do maths. 13 to hit. Which is Callum's armor class, so that meets and that will hit. So that bites in, back down the thing. So that is 9, 15, 24 points of piercing damage. And 3 points of fire damage. And you just hear Callum scream out, "Ah!" as this creature bites in and just latches on. Callum is very, very, very much bloodied and injured. As his own blood now starts to mingle in. Callum not looking good. His eyes start to roll into the back of his skull briefly. And that will be B's go. We are then up the top to Edgius.
Okay. Also, I'd like to retroactively say, by head movement, I meant that Edgius literally grabbed his own skull and lifted it out of the way so that when it bit, it missed, and then he put it back down. That was actually what happened. So, Edgius is going to shout to Lex and say, Callum's hurt! Link your hands together! Throw me! And I'm going to hold my action. I'm going to ready an action to run and jump off of Lex's arms, and then I'll ready my action to attack. So the trigger is Lex launching me with his arms, hopefully, on his turn. Okay. I will then bonus action. Bonus action, I'll say, Callum, I'm coming! And I'll give him Bardic Inspiration.
Nice.
And that'll be the end of my turn. And I'll do my ready action on Lex's turn. Yeah.
We'll say you begin to run towards Lex then. 5, 10, you get to Lex. Lex,
brace.
what are you doing on your turn?
I'm braced, ready to launch him up like a volleyball.
Okay, so you brace, take the help action, and just lift him up. As Edgius, you launch into the air, and I'm assuming continue your movement there.
Yes, I would like to
range.
use Lex's throw to basically take one step off the stone pillar and just like two-hand thrust my defender sword into this thing that's attacking Callum, basically.
Nice. Make me an acrobatics check first.
Of course. Also opportunity attack for you as well.
Yes, it is.
Can't forget that.
Fucking that's gonna miss.
Acrobatics is a... that's a 14.
14. So you launch off, and there's a moment where you just like whoop, 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 grab the sword and then start to bring it down. Roll to hit, please.
Come on. Oh, and I've got advantage. Oh no, I had advantage on the other one. Son of a fuck. Never mind. Never mind. It's for Callum.
It's for Callum.
That is a dirty 22.
Dirty 22. Yes, roll damage, please.
Cool. Fuck yeah. That's 12 points of piercing damage as Edgius just comes down with...
for me.
Hell yeah. It just comes down with just all the weapons that he can, yeah. Plus 5, so that's 17 points of piercing damage.
Nice. You then stab in, and as you stab in, just when your slight weight, but the sharpness of the sword just drags you down as you cut through the body of this creature and just slide down, cut partially through its mandibles which break off and release Callum and just land on the floor with the blood of this creature just dripping off the blades. As the creature just and slumps to the side. That's B out. Callum's just going to look to you and just be like, "How you doing? A little bit close."
Yeah, it was. Okay, let's focus on. Oh God, is it hissing it, Lex? Lex, behind you! And that'll be the end of my go.
So, Lex, that was your action. You've got bonus actions and movement.
Yep, so as I've just gone like that and launched Edgius, it hisses at me, so I will use a meta magic option to quicken my spell so I can cast something as a bonus action.
Nice.
And then it's hissed at me, so I'm going to hiss at him, fangs out, but as I do, poison spray. So that's a con 14 saving throw, please.
Well, that's a 2 on the dice for a grand total of 5.
Hell
Good.
yeah.
Where the fuck's my D12? 6. 10 points of poison damage.
10 points of poison damage as you just spray this poison, which turns into sort of gaseous form and just seeps into this creature, and it just reels back for a moment. Just anything else on your turn?
No, I will just more stand between Callum and it. I'm going to take a punch for everyone, I think.
Very good. Callum then is just going to roll around this stone.
Oh, is Cog doing anything?
10.
Hiding like fuck in the bush.
Yeah, just digs himself into the snow a little bit more. We'll say Cog's got half cover at this point. Fuck it.
Cool.
For the best.
Callum is just going to roll round this stone, then still bleeding profusely, and he's just going to hold out his hands again. Lord of Winter, my arse. 2 Eldritch Blasts. That is a unnatural 20, dirty 20 for the first, and a lot less for the second. That is 11. So the second is going to miss, but the first will hit. So that will be for 9 points of force damage as he just blasts one sort of part of the body, just some of the legs just go skittering off as this Eldritch Blast hits, and then Callum is going to use his bonus action to hex the creature.
Yes.
So let's just cast Hex. Make sure that's chalked off, which it is. And he is going to pick dexterity-based checks. So that is Callum's Hex. This is then A's go. A's going to snarl towards you then, Lex. I'm just going to try and bite you. And there's my natural 20 for the evening.
Fuck.
Have I got it? Have I got it? Have I got it?
I regret being a human shield for Callum.
So, that is a lot.
I always think I can restore balance with this, but I can't, and it annoys me.
6, 12, 13...
Oh, that's a lot of numbers.
14... 24...
Golly.
30... shit, maths, 31... 35 points of piercing damage.
Fucking 35?
Yep.
Instantly bloodied? Yeah.
Followed by 15 points of fire damage.
Fuck. You say the first one was bludgeoning?
Piercing.
Oh, piercing. I was hoping you'd have said poison and I'd have gone, resistant, motherfucker. But no, I'm not. Never mind.
No, piercing. So it just bites into you and you feel those flames just lick around, and this one just clenches around your midriff. Sort of lifts you up and you're staring into these bug-like compound eyes now on the front of its face and feeling the heat from those flames that burn across its flesh. Very good. That will be it to go. We're back up to Edgius.
Well, fuck-a-doodle-doo. Edgius is going to... Let me just check my meta magic options. Fuck. Okay. God. Am I still... It lasts for a minute. I haven't broken concentration, technically, on that True Strike. Cool. Nope. Fuck it. I'm going to be like, what did you say affected it, Lex? Was it acid or poison?
It seemed to work as I spit blood out of my mouth.
Cool. I'm going to cast level 3 chromatic orb at this bad boy. And I get advantage still because I've still got my my thing on that bad boy. Come on. And that is going to be 34 to hit.
34 is absolutely going to fucking hit.
Beautiful, beautiful. We do love a good bit of that. And then let's go for some damage here. So that's many d8s all round, it would seem.
Oh,
fuck, dude. It sounded good, but didn't look good on my end. Fuck me. So that's 3. It's 15 points of acid damage.
From 4
points of
d8?
acid damage.
From 5.
Oh, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is.
Too many ones.
Statistically,
for
that's
my
really
liking.
hard to do.
Yeah, fucking right.
It really is. As this acid ball just splashes against the front of it, and sort of you're covered by these mandibles that are clamped round you, Lex, but you can just hear the flesh just dissolving away. Anything else on your turn, Edgius?
Edgius is going to bonus action spend 2 sorcery points to regain a 2nd level spell slot, and that will be Edgius actually is going to move and take cover behind this stone there.
Cool. Very good. We will consider yourself in half cover there as well. Lex, then.
I need to get out of there without taking an opportunity attack. So while I'm reeling, something I've had in my bag for a while that I haven't used yet. So I'll just reach into my bag and I'll just look at it, and all you'll see is an orb. And you'll think, oh, he's doing another chromatic orb. And then I'll just chuck it on the ground, and it's actually an orb of smoke, and there'll just be and I'll do a ninja's exit.
Fucking Batman yourself out of there.
Yeah. And I will go into the bushes
The
over here.
opportunity attack is going to have severe disadvantage. I don't think
And we just see Lex
than that one.
fucking behind the
Trail of blood will be a giveaway, but it'll be alright.
Yeah, so that was a 12 to hit, which isn't going to hit yet.
So I'm in the bushes. So that was my action. I've gone in the bush. And my bonus action is a potion a bonus action or an action for us?
Bonus act. I believe a potion. Drinking a potion costs an action as per our one pager.
Okay, I won't do that then. As a bonus action, I will give myself Dragon's Breath, and I will choose acid damage. Ready.
So greenish light begins to glow in your chest.
Does the smoke thing count as a use object action, or is that an action?
That's a very good question.
Are they the same thing?
No. So use object is everyone gets one free use object action. It could be drawing a sword, picking up a key, pulling a lever, that kind of thing.
I will allow it. So if you want to drink a potion instead of... Well, in fact, you could still drink a potion and use your bonus action of...
Yes, because I have one potion of greater healing, which I am going to down it like it's a tequila slammer.
Fucking
snort
court
snow, rub blood in my eye, and then down the potion like a tequila suicide.
How much
Fiery
health does that
breath
give you then, my
afterwards
friend?
as well. Love it.
I'm just trying to find enough D4s. Come here, you pricks. They're really hard to pick up. Slippery little beggars.
Oh, that sounded
Lovely.
good.
5, 9, 14 points back. I'll take that.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
That's definitely no longer bloodied, I don't think.
I'm still
You might
bloodied.
still be.
I'm just
Yeah, you are.
not nearly dead.
Not nearly
I've got
dead.
27 hit points.
Very good. Callum then, with this creature hexed, is going to cause it to instantly take, if I remember rightly, a maddening hex, 5 psychic damage. As Callum just sort of flexes his hand and just you can see the creature wince, and then he's just going to stand there and say, "I came here for an audience, not a drubbing." 2 more Eldritch Blasts. First one is a 15 to hit, which will just hit. Second one is more. So they will both hit. So that is 2 of
Come
them.
on, this is it.
Finish him, Callum.
16, 26 points of damage as Callum, these 2 icy beams that crackle with force energy, just... And one of the beams just punches the skull, just hits the skull, and the skull just explodes outwards. I say the skull, the face explodes outwards, and there's sort of these flames that just... before the creature writhes around and then just slams into the snow. Dead. And we are out of combat. In that moment, then, there is just this. Very well, my pet. An audience it is. And in the centre of this stone circle, in a flurry of snow, just... creature steps out, icy blue from the tip of the antler crown that they wear, all the way down to the very bottom of the flowing ice white robes that they also wear. Their skin is an icy blue lined with these fey-like symbols of icy white. Eyes that almost look like snow is falling itself as the Lord of Winter stands before you. You wish for an audience, Callum. Well, here I am. But I will not listen to what you have to say. You and I made a bargain. Let's just change view before I continue. You and I made a bargain. The life of your father figure. For a permanent gateway. Instead, you have destroyed it. And so, Callum, I take what is mine, what has always been mine, and what you so willingly gave to me. I will take you. Your friends here? Oh, I don't need them. But you. You're now mine. And he just waves his hand, and you see as ice just begins to form up
You'll
around
hear from
Callum.
the tree. I have a counter proposal.
Yes, you cannot take him. We need him.
Ice begins to grow up Callum's legs. You have but seconds to change my mind.
I can get you another Fey portal if you want, if that's really what you want.
We're looking for another portal. We will do what you need. Just please leave us with Callum. He is valuable to the existence of the material plane that you so wish to have a door open to. Without him, darkness is going to take over the land and spread fear and hate and evil across the land. It won't be any use to anymore. We need him.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh. Who, me or
Should have said deception, but I'll allow persuasion.
I'm not lying.
I was going to say, I'm not lying.
Edges.
Yeah, I'm
A
not
little bit, yeah.
There was, yeah.
Klein, void, conclave, evil, darkness, you know. That is, fuck yes. That is a, so it's 10 plus 6, so it's 13. So it's 23 dirty.
The Lord of Winter brings his fingertips up. I do enjoy a good bargain. So, you will have Callum. You will have Callum when I get my portal. Now be gone.
Fuck.
Can I cast Hold Person on him in the last second?
You can certainly try.
Can I try and cast Hold Person on fucking the Lord of Winter?
Is that a charisma saving throw? I hope not, because he's definitely making that.
It is no, it's a wisdom. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Still a good chance, though, isn't it?
Come on.
If you have advantage on that throw, Matthew, I will restore balance, so you do not.
Yes,
Okay.
come on,
Well,
come
we'll
on.
take the first roll, which was higher anyway, which is a
Fuck!
26.
Fuck a duck.
Fuck! Oh.
I was about to say
As
to the
the
man, but it's too late with a fucking gun. I was going to say,
But as the Lord of
you
Winter
want a
just-
portal
no,
to
carry
the
on.
Feywild, and you've encased in ice the one person who can find that for you, in Grellan. You can identify rifts between worlds.
As
While
these
we
words
could-
begin to leave your mouth, just icy snow just wraps itself around you, and you find yourselves back in camp. But no Callum. Instead, a small little ice sculpture of a small boy with wavy hair and simple robes or simple clothing. And in that moment, you hear the clunk, clunk, clunk sound of a metallic footstep followed by something dragging. And a voice sounds out. Cavendish boy, are these your allies? And that, my friends, is where we are going to leave it
What?
for tonight.
Hang on, you can't just drop that on us at the last fucking minute. What's happened there?
Yes, I fucking can. Very good. So, my friends, yes, that is it for tonight.
Oh, fuck, man. So much fuck. Oh, that Lord of fucking Snowballs. What a dickhead.
Yeah, you've got to remember he is the one you'd spoken to previously, and certain things happened, which means he's got a little bit of sway over the two of you.
Oh, he's got my name, isn't he? We're fucked anyway,
fuck
mate.
Certain
Me,
things fail, advantages, and all sorts of crazy shit.
I might as well just
So,
we might as
yes.
well just bend over and take up the ass. We ain't. This game moment.
Oh, how did we
But
just
still.
lose Callum?
Things to do, lots of things for this party to do. So
Also,
that is
if it's an ice
us.
sculpture of
Go on.
Callum, do we get the impression we've got to stop him melting?
Great question. Can we thaw little boy
Um,
Callum out of his freeze?
Or do we have to stop him melting so he doesn't die?
Well, as you pick him up, there is it feels arcane in nature anyway. It feels, and I will give you this, it feels like it is emanating cold itself, almost like it's not going to melt. And you do, as you look at it and look closely at the face, it is definitely a youthful form of Callum.
Fuck, dude, we have so much shit on our plate right now. Oh, fuck's sake, bro. We needed him against these fucking elders so bad. Oh.
Let's see what next week has to bring. But that has certainly been another interesting episode. Frustrating at the end, but I can't give you everything. Still, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us for episode 40 of Campaign 2. This has been fun. As I said, the full complement will be back next week. So, as alluded to at the end of today's session, Cavan will return with a companion by the sounds of it. And Dave will also be back with us in Mr. Wizard's chair, so I no longer have to deal with all the technical stuff and I can just focus on DMing. So Dave, we love you. Please don't leave us too often, because we certainly appreciate everything you do. Thank you to my awesome players tonight, because they've been as amazing as ever. Please come and see Bodhi and I next week on Thursday for the DM's combat workshop.
Not
more
Friday.
details on that, as I said, not on Friday. Details of that to go out on social media over the coming week or so. But we will see you here, same time, same place, Monday night, 7:30 p.m. UK time on both Twitch and YouTube. VOD will go out on Friday, as will the podcast. But this has been us. We love you all. Stay safe, and we will see you next.